A child born into a poor peasant family in the 16th century, without a distinguished family name, no samurai training, and no chance of social advancement. In a Japan ruled by daimyo, warlords, and a strict military caste, it was nearly impossible for an ordinary child to rise. But this man was anything but ordinary. In less than a generation, he became the de facto ruler of all Japan, uniting a land torn apart by hundreds of years of war. This is the story of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, one of the few men in history who truly wrote his own destiny. Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. I'm Rai, and in this video, we'll explore the story of one of the most legendary figures in Japanese history, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a figure born the son of ordinary farmers, who rose to become the unifier of Japan in the 16th century. Many people know him as Oda Nobunaga's right-hand man and the brilliant general who built Osaka Castle. But behind all that lies a much larger story of boundless ambition, extraordinary war strategy, and the journey of a man who challenged the most restrictive social structures of his time. So, get ready because today we'll delve into the life of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, from his impoverished childhood in Owari province, to his time leading Japan and creating a legacy remembered for centuries. Here are the complete history of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, the unifier who wrote his own destiny. Toyotomi Hideyoshi was born on February 2, 1537, in the village of Nakamura, Owari province. He was born Hiyoshi Maru, or Kinoshita Tokichiro, to a humble peasant family. His father, Yaemon, had been a lowly warrior, but returned to farming after being wounded in battle. Hideyoshi's childhood was marked by poverty and hardship, with no access to a samurai education or significant social standing. Around 1551, as a teenager, Hideyoshi left home to seek his fortune. He worked as a servant in various places. Although his jobs were small and unprestigious, his agile spirit and practical acumen enabled him to survive. There are no detailed official records of his travels during this period, but it was a time when his tenacity was forged. A major change in his life came when he finally entered the service of the ambitious young daimyo Oda Nobunaga. This marked the beginning of his long journey to the pinnacle of power. Hideyoshi's early career under Oda Nobunaga began around 1558–1560, when he served as a sandal bearer and logistics officer. While seemingly unassuming, this position brought him close to Nobunaga's military structure and gave him the opportunity to demonstrate his abilities. In 1560, Hideyoshi participated in the Battle of Okahazama, where Nobunaga defeated the much more powerful Imagawa Yoshimoto. Hideyoshi became a key player in logistical support, a crucial role in warfare yet rarely seen in the spotlight. In the late 1560s and early 1570s, Hideyoshi's ingenuity became increasingly prominent. One of his most famous contributions was the construction of Tsunemata Castle around 1567, an outpost constructed so quickly that it gave the impression of being built overnight. Both legend and historical accounts credit this project with the beginning of Hideyoshi's fame for strategy and swift execution. By 1570–1580, Hideyoshi had risen to become one of Oda Nobunaga's top generals. He participated in several important conquests in western Japan, including a campaign against the Mori clan in the Chugoku region. However, on June 24, 1582, the entire course of Japanese history changed. Nobunaga was betrayed by Akechi Mitsuhide in the Honnoji incident and forced to commit seppuku. This news prompted Hideyoshi to move swiftly from the Chugoku front, executing the famous Great Chugoku Run to pursue Mitsuhide. At the Battle of Yamazaki, 1582, Hideyoshi emerged victorious and avenged Nobunaga's death. After Nobunaga's death, Japan entered a period of struggle for influence among generals and daimyo. Hideyoshi, acting the quickest and most stable, quickly became the dominant force. In 1583, he won the Battle of Shizugatake by defeating Shibata Katsuie, one of his strongest rivals. This victory strengthened his legitimacy and expanded his territory. The following year, in 1584, Hideyoshi came into conflict with Tokugawa Ieyasu at the battles of Komaki and Nagakute. Although the war ended in a landslide, both sides opted to make peace. This alliance between Hideyoshi and Ieyasu became one of the most important political decisions in Japan at the time. Hideyoshi continued to expand his control. In 1587, he launched a major campaign to conquer Kyushu by defeating the Shimazu clan. Then in 1590, he launched an operation against the Hojo clan at the siege of Odawara. This victory marked the end of the war-torn Sengoku era. With that, Hideyoshi managed to unite Japan under one rule for the first time in over 100 years. Although this period overlapped with the unification phase of Japan, after winning major battles, Hideyoshi actually reached the peak of his political career. In 1585, he received the title of Kanpaku, Imperial Regent, a high-ranking position usually reserved for the nobility. This was a remarkable achievement for someone born a commoner. During his reign, Hideyoshi implemented a series of important reforms. In the 1580s and 1590s, he implemented the Taiko Kenchi, a national land survey that streamlined the tax and administrative systems. He also established the sword hunt law in 1588, prohibiting peasants from carrying weapons. This further solidified the boundaries between warriors, farmers, merchants, and artisans. He also initiated various major building projects, such as Osaka Castle, which became a symbol of his glory. But Hideyoshi's ambitions did not stop at home. In 1592, he launched his first invasion of Korea, known as the Imjin War. Although initially successful in gaining some territory, Japan faced stiff resistance, particularly from the Korean Navy under Admiral Yi Sun-sin, as well as military involvement from China's Ming Dynasty. In 1597, Hideyoshi launched a second wave of attacks, but this campaign also failed to achieve the desired results. The war finally subsided after Hideyoshi's death in 1598. Towards the end of his life, Hideyoshi became increasingly focused on succession issues. In 1593, his son Toyotomi Hideyoshi was born, but the heir was still too young to rule. To secure his family's position, Hideyoshi established the Council of Five Elders, Gotairo. This council, composed of the most powerful daimyo, including Tokugawa Ieyasu, was designed to maintain the stability of the state. However, Hideyoshi's health continued to decline. The unsuccessful Korean invasion and internal political pressures exacerbated his condition. On September 18, 1598, Toyotomi Hideyoshi died at Fushimi Castle in Kyoto at the age of 61. Hideyoshi's death marked the end of the Toyotomi era. Although he attempted to secure his son's future, power ultimately passed to Tokugawa Ieyasu a few years later. And so it was with Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a peasant boy who broke through social class barriers, changed the face of Japanese politics, and left a legacy that would influence Japan for hundreds of years to come. From a life of struggle in his childhood to becoming a unifier of the nation, Hideyoshi's story proves that the power of determination, ingenuity, and courage can carry a person beyond all boundaries. Okay everyone, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below to encourage me to create more content like this. Okay friends, I'm Rai, goodbye, see you in the next video.